Hello, hi, welcome to another 20 minutes till dawn video. It's me, Cranberry. How's it going? We're going to be revisiting a build today as well. It's the Spark Flame Cannon build. What I want to do is today, I want to do Flame Cannon, and tomorrow I want to do dual SMGs, just to kind of compare and contrast and see which is the quote-unquote better elemental weapon right now. If I had to guess, my money's on Flame Cannon right now, but listen. You could even argue actually Bat Gun is pretty good too for an elemental weapon, but we're going to be testing these two because they function very similarly, right? High fire rate, just, you know, a lot of bullet procs, etc. That's like the sort of the idea here. I want to see which one performs better. So we're gonna start with Flame Cannon. Runes pretty simple, right down the middle with Sword, fire rate and reload speed. Elemental Barrage is kind of a gimme, and so is Wild Magic, and then Ethereal is essential to this run basically. Over on the shield side, we're taking Vigilance, Elemental Shield, Blessing, and Growth. I thought about taking Courage here, but in theory, we should be eventually just going infinite as far as shooting a gun. We probably won't need to reload, so I don't know. Doesn't seem that useful if we eventually get to the point where we just stop reloading our gun, so that's the plan, that's the build. I think when I recorded the Spark Flame Cannon build the first time, I think that it didn't have the range buff. I'm interested to see how that does. I just think that the piercing shots is the big thing that puts it over the top for me over the over the dual SMGs, but we'll see. We will see for sure. Also, the guaranteed fire proc is pretty good too, so let's hop in. We're gonna be playing. We're not playing on endless mode. I'm still in the beta branch, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We're playing on Darkness 15 here. Endless mode, pretty cool. If you didn't watch my last video about it, I would. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to spoil it. If you want to watch it, but here's what I'll say: it was an hour long. That's all I'll give you. The video's an hour long, and I do not, you know, I don't want to say what happens at the end, but I do. The run is one run. It's not like multiple run attempts. It is just one, you know, one run. Double shot's probably pretty good here. So is Frost Mage. What do we care about more? I think we go double shot. Both very good perks here for sure. Ooh. So if you don't know how the Spark build works, I should probably explain it a little bit. Okay, well, we'll take Pyro Mage here between the two. So the way this is going to work is that we need to get Fire Starter and we need to get Electro Mastery, and if we get both of those, we can unlock the synergy perk Overload. I'll show you Overload real quick here. I might as well, right? Overload. When lightning strikes an enemy that is burning, create an explosion that deals 25 damage. Lightning's passive is whenever she hits with her second bullet, she triggers a lightning strike. As you can see, there's a lot of lightning, right? Now, Spark's passive lightning only deals 5 damage. It's a pretty small hit, but it triggers so often that with Overload, it outputs a ton of damage, basically. More or less how this build works. These are all terrible. I will take aim here because the bullet speed will help out with the range of our attacks. That's the biggest limiting factor here, I would say, of the Flame Cannon, is that its low range is kind of an issue. It did get buffed, but it's still a problem. Anyway. We can still take penetration shots here too. Really looking for Lightning Mastery, or Lightning and Fire perks what we need the most right now, because it's really hard to kill the reindeer without having Overload, from my experience at least. So I'm a little bit worried if that will get there and we won't have a way to kill the reindeer. We'll see. Maybe we can just kind of just tank them. I mean, I'll take Assassin, I guess, if you're gonna, you know, twist my arm about this one here. Anyway, how you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day today. A classic just woke up recording. So I had nothing eventful happen today. What did I do yesterday? Well, not much either, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. Take Fanfire here. Fusillade is definitely good for us. So I don't hate this, but it will. Fanfire will eventually be obsoleted by the fact that we're not going to reload our gun at all. So I forget how it exactly works, but the plan here, as far as shooting infinite ammo, Lightning has one of her Lightning's unique passives, or Lightning, God, one of Spark's unique passives is that I think she has a chance to regenerate ammo every X number of shots. I forget how many it is. That's a thing she does. It might be based on number of lightning procs. I forget how her ammo regen mechanic works, but she has one. We also, in the lightning tree, have the ethereal perk. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe she doesn't have one. Maybe I'm just mixing it up with ethereal and the fact that her passive triggers it so often. But there's a perk in the lightning tree where whenever lightning strikes, there's a 20% chance to reload 3 ammo, I want to say. Combining that with ethereal, basically, it's very easy for her to trigger ethereal, shoot, regenerate ammo back up to full, and then keep shooting, basically. It does sort of rely on Tomb of Rage as well to increase your base max ammo to a really high number. So there's a lot that needs to go right here, but hopefully we'll get it. Lost our shield. Not a big deal. Would love Cthulhu to drop dead here, maybe. Would appreciate it, Cthulhu. Hey, there we go. See if we can make our way to him. Oh, did not see that enemy there. It's my bad. What do we got? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So this is the ammo one. Every third lightning strike generates an ammo. I'm not crazy. It is real. However, unfortunately, I would say we've done very poor in regards to getting the correct perks here. So the ranger is going to be a tough fight. At this point, I think I would like some movement speed so I can dodge the attacks better, and frostbite to help kind of lock him down a little bit so we can dodge. Right now, it's going to be... Oh, there we go. Oh, but there's Firestarter. I'm sorry, we got to take Firestarter. Firestarter is essential for... And we don't even have the lightning tree, though, actually. Maybe that's a mistake. Oh, well. Listen. Firestarter also helps us kill the reindeer because it, you know, puts direct damage on them. Maybe we can get there with this. Debatable choice here, I would say. Between these, run and gun. Easy. This should help us with not getting, you know, bogged down, is the theory. Okay, got another 30 seconds. Gonna pick up some more XP over here. I'll take a fire rate increase. I don't hate that. Reindeer. Oh lord, he coming. Got our shield back too, that's really good timing. And there he is. Okay. He's gotta be close, right? Okay, we got him. We got him. Reindeer down. I repeat. We'll take Frost Mage here. Okay, Tomb of Elasticity, Tomb of Speed, Tomb of Rage. Okay, Tomb of Rage is a great choice here. Genuinely essential, I would say. Not essential. I think it's really good. You ask me, I'd say this is a fantastic pickup for us. So yeah. Now I do want to try to get a really high kill count here too, so we should play a little bit aggressively if we can. But I am worried about how we're gonna handle the oh, Fusillade, beautiful, beautiful. I am worried about how we're going to handle the, don't tell me what it's called. Lampreys. Lampreys is gonna be pretty tricky for us, I imagine, because our single target damage is going to be a little bit on the lower end, I imagine, until we get overload. When we get overload, things will be fine. as you can see, this is already enough for us to go infinite. We don't even need energized bullets yet, which is kind of funny. Guess I'll take In the Wind here. Just for the move speed increase, honestly, more than anything. Just gotta try to not take damage. So that In the Wind speed is here. Yeah, Tomb of Rage giving us that ugh, these are all terrible. I guess Rubber Bullets is kind of okay because Siege gives, yeah, I guess we'll take this because we can unlock Siege potentially, which would be good with Fusillade for Stand Your Ground. Yeah, we'll see. Oh my god, we actually reloaded our gun. Can't believe it. So I think our gun might actually only be doing 1 damage per hit, which is kind of funny. This is a good. Now this also unlocks Frost Flame for us too, as a possible passive. We really need lightning. We need to see the lightning perks sooner rather than later. Would be nice. Well, there's Siege. Oh, here's Electro Mage is really only, well, not only good, but there's only a couple characters it's good on, so I kind of have like, I don't know. You know how when you play a game like this and you like, you know, you think a perk tree is bad, so whenever you see it, your mind just ignores it. That's kind of how I feel about Lightning Mage, because a lot of builds, like, you know, don't need it. I don't know. Now we are truly, I don't want to say truly infinite. It feels pretty infinite though now, huh? Take Siege here. I think we have both Intense Burn and Frostbite, so Frost Flame should be a possible synergy we could see too. Would help. Wouldn't hurt the run. There's Siege. Or Stand Your Ground. Sorry, yep. Now our move speed is a little bit lower, but we do have even more projectiles. Maybe actually if we're trying to get a super high kill count, maybe this is a net negative though, huh? I don't know. Kinda hard to say, I feel like, but also more projectiles poggers, so who am I to say? Yo, I just noticed it for the first time. I've seen a couple lampreys just zoom across the screen. I just noticed a little brain boy for the first time. If you want to rewind like a couple seconds, you'll see it from right to left on the bottom. It just whooped right on in there. Wonder why that keeps happening. And I wouldn't hate death rounds on this build, but it's a lot of work for a lot of perks that do basically nothing for us. And by nothing, I mean like the power shot, big shot, all those things. Pretty much worthless as far as we're concerned, so I'm not super interested in that. Although actually Shatter would be okay, right? Shatter or Splinter, whatever it's called. We just took Shatter right now. The Splinter would be okay too, because we have the Shatter Frostbite, you know, shenanigans going right now. I don't know. Should probably be trying to pick up more experience, but take Divine Wrath so it stops showing up here. Stalwart Shield is fine, but like I think we're pretty close to unkillable right now as it stands, so not super worried about it. Take Electro Bug here. Anyway, Lampreys are here. I feel pretty actually safe about Lampreys now. Yeah, we're tearing them to pieces. I guess I'll take Soothing Warmth. Let's take Light Bullets. Or Bullet Speed is good. Soothing Warmth doesn't actually do anything for us here. So whatever. Because we're never going to get damaged, is the thing. We should be trying to hunt down experience clusters here. You know, much less enemies to kill, so it's more worthwhile to spend this time collecting experience, but I don't know. Maybe I should make a more concerted effort to not go too far on the map, right? I should try to like stay within like the same area. I should make more of an effort, because it's like, you know, scattering the experience all over the place does make things harder for sure to pick up the experience, right? I don't know. That's an easier said than done sort of thing, though, because it is kind of hard to not run around like a maniac half the time, I feel like. But I don't know, whatever. Okay. Oh, hey, Coughing, how's it going? Okay, he dropped pretty quickly. Bullet damage down, lightning damage up. Not that useful. I mean, probably the worst, I think, Spark perk. But I can't say I remember what the last one actually is either. Like, Spark is an interesting character, right? Because most of the characters in this game, I feel like their starting passive ability, not that useful, but their chest ability is really good. For Spark, I feel like this is the inverse. The crux of her character being good is her passive ability, the lightning strikes. Even though they don't do much damage, they work so well with the other lightning abilities, like energize rounds and stuff like that. So it's weird. I don't know. We'll take Soothing Warmth so it stops showing up here, I think. Or maybe no, we don't reload anymore. This is worthless. Soothing Warmth is kind of something. But yeah, like lightning or Spark, the crux of her build revolves around her passive working. Like Lilith, for example, right? Lilith, I think, is a pretty strong character, but not because of her passive abilities. It's because of her chest abilities and how they work with summon builds. Tend to be pretty strong there. Actually, Abby's sort of a mix. Abby's like a good balance of both being good, right? Because her Whirlwind interacts well with her passive ability she gets, right? That's a good good character. Well designed. Diamond, you know, like her passive ability is just more HP, which is good, so. They don't work well together, they're just both independently pretty strong, I think. I guess they work well together too, I don't know. Shauna. I don't know either. Let's take Power Shot. Splinter into Reaper rounds would be pretty good here. Would not hate to see that. What else is there, though? Shauna's kind of weird. Shauna has, like, okay perk things. Her reroll is probably her strongest ability, though. But I always forget she has it, so I never do it. Which is obviously, you know, my fault. I do want to make... I think tier list content for this game would be fun. You can, you know, please feel free to disagree with me, but I love a good tier list, and you know, I think it would be a fun thing to do for this game. Like, you know, obviously, easy ones, character and weapon tier list would be fine. If I were to do, and I want to do a perk tier list too, and I would love some feedback about this. Maybe I can make a poll actually on YouTube as well, which would be interesting. But if I were to do a perk tier list, I personally think the best way to evaluate the perks is at their entire skill tree, not just individual perks, right? So, take Blazing Speed, I don't know, a little bit of a move speed increase. So I think the best way to evaluate the perks would be, you know, holistically based on their perk tree, not just each individual perk, right? Like, we can talk about, you know, for example, Reaper rounds being really strong. But I think we would be better off talking about the the tree in general and rating it, you know, as a whole. So like you could be like, you know, double shot, for example, is an S tier perk tree. Oh, there's overload, which is sweet. Like double shot is an S tier perk tree, despite fanfire and backshot, whatever it's called, being trash. Because double shot is really good and fusillade is even better, right? Glare is like, you know, I don't want to say it's F tier, but it's not good. You get the idea, right? Like I think it would be cool. I think it's a better way than like, we can talk about each perk in each tree, but evaluate it just as a holistic ranking rather than each individual perk. But maybe you could do each individual perk. I don't know. But like here for example, right? Like I would say that the like if you're playing Spark, I would say the lightning tree is S tier, but only because the capstone is essential for Spark, right? I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, actually, now that I think about it. What are we taking here? Tomb of Elasticity doesn't help us. Tomb of Speed is fine. I think we're just gonna skip these. We're moving fast enough. Oh, actually, no, if we're trying to get... that's dumb of me. Trying to get higher kills, I should have taken the Tomb of Speed. In my head, I was like, I have 3 HP. If I go down to 2 and a single enemy clips me, I die. So... I wanted to keep 3 HP, but I should have taken the speed upgrade. Hello, Pterodactyl. How are you doing? Yeah, I should have taken the move speed increase. So we're trying to really maximize the kill count. That's a amateur mistake there. Can you believe this guy? Okay, Pterodactyl, I do need you to die now, though. If you don't mind, thank you. What is Spark's last passive? Oh yeah, burn. Yeah, Spark has 2 terrible passives and 1 okay passive. The end. Overload isn't even that essential here either, if I'm being honest too, right? If you're looking at things, like, it's probably helpful, but like enemies are dying pretty quickly, so I don't know. Well, there's energized bullets. I mean, these are all worthless, right? Like, I don't think we need magic lens. Our bullet damage is so low, it doesn't matter if it increases. We already are going extremely infinite as far as ammo is concerned. We do not need the energized bullets, but I think we'll take it. Just because, listen, I don't know. One issue with this build is definitely the range, right? I guess if you're trying to super optimize kill count, I can see at this point, like, wanting the SMGs instead because they shoot farther. But we're doing a pretty good job here, I would say. Splinter's a good pickup. Could trigger a lot more lightning as well. Anyway. So I was talking with some people in the comments of the Endless video. Let's do a little. You guys want to do a little armchair game deving here? I think it's important to note that, like, you know, armchair game deving is kind of cringe. But I think if you're, like, you know, doing it from the position of, like, knowing that you're armchair game deving, and it's like, you know, all of this is easier said than done, I think it's kind of okay. But I don't know. There's people out there who would disagree with me on that as well. But what are some things that you guys just in general want to see in the game? Also, voice is getting raspy. Ugh. What are some things you guys want to see in the game? Me personally, I'm not sure. New characters, new guns, new perks, all that stuff is pretty obvious. I think the biggest one for me though is gonna be new maps. I think the best thing Vampire Survivors did was focus like pretty heavily on that at first. Because they did new characters and new guns, but they also did new maps. And that's pretty important because the thing here is that new maps, in a game like this where, like, you know, you have a time limit, right? Time limit means that there's only so much time you have to, you know, put new content into the game, right? If there was no new maps, how would you add new enemies? You wouldn't, right? So, like, you kind of have to. Sorta. You feel? Anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to. I think new maps would be cool. New darkness levels as well will be pretty good. Wouldn't hate seeing some increases in difficulty as well. Because I feel like it's a little too easy to set up something like this where, you know, you are just infinitely walking around and shooting and killing everything and just not even being close to being threatened. So there's room for stuff. I think the thing the sleeper pick for me for most excited about is new maps. Because new maps means new enemies means new mechanics. I think that one of the cool things this game has over Vampire Survivors is that there's like the bosses are fairly unique, right? Like when in Vampire Survivors, not to speak ill, but oh, there's death rounds by the way. Should have taken the speed tome. Can't believe this. But one of the cool things about Vampire Survivors, or one of the kind of not cool things about Vampire Survivors, is that most of the bosses are just HP sponges. They just walk at you in a straight line. So I don't know. I think it's cool that like the bosses in this game, like despite me, you know, talking shit about the reindeer all the time, the fact that it, like, you know, lunges at you like it does is pretty cool. Shogath shooting lasers, coughing, spewing out little babies. I think it's pretty neat. And I think new maps means more cool designs. Anyway, thanks for watching. 11k kills, not bad, but definitely should have taken the Tome of Speed. Tome of Speed was basically, I mean, maybe Tome of Elements was better there. I think Tome of Speed might have actually been the best pick up there. And I just, you know, was stupid and skipped it, but oh well. Have a good one. Goodbye.